Good evening. This is Miss Shirley O.G. Gardner coming to you from Gardening Land. And I hope to see a lot of my fellow gardeners in the chat tonight. Cheryl Faulkner, hello, dear. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate that. If you're watching this at a later time, it's a replay. Please subscribe to my station. I always say station. I can't get used to saying stay tuned to my channel. All right. Give me a thumbs up. Share the information. And it would be greatly appreciated. And hit that notification button so that when I upload a new video, you'll be notified of it. So you can check it out. Hello, Cassandra, South Fulton Gardner. How are you, darling? Yeah. Oh, happy life. You slid on in here too. I didn't see that. All right. Lion Chris. Hey. I enjoyed watching what I could at the time. Take a minute for this old lady to kind of get dressed. Hello, GT. How are you, sweetheart? You knew. Yes. Hello, Mike. How are you, dear? How are you? Glad to see your face in the place. Yes, indeedy. So, um, I actually got a little information tonight that I want to share. Yes. I'm gonna wait till a few more people come in so that y'all can see it as well. Cause it was kind of funny. I was cleaning out my back bedroom so I can set it up for the winter time for growing seedlings and what have you. So I was like, wow, I was running up on information. Yeah, Lion Crest, that was a good live. I always enjoy watching you. I love your energy. I do. And as I was cleaning out my back room, I found this. It says 10 deep, dark secrets for a heaping harvest. And I was like, oh, really? And on the inside, when I opened it up, it was saying the 10 things that you could do. Hey, Florence, Lindsay, how are you, dear? Glad you stopped by to say hi to me. And the first one, it was bringing out planting a new bed in its bag. And it was telling you how that people who have leaves right now, leaves and grass, how that you can save it and pile it up. And it says, come spring, they have smothered the grass and cooked those leaves into rich organic mulch ready for your new bed. So this is way back. I think when I first found this was back in 1990. Okay, about how you can improve your garden. It has a world's most beautiful compost pile, how you can layer, herb booster, how they say constantly trimming your herbs will keep producing. And you can take the clippings that don't make it and throw it back in the yard as mulch. Um, they got butterfly seasoning, uh, nectar seeking adult black swallowtail love flowers, but their larvae love parsley, which a lot of us know. So it says you can provide a little extra parsley for these caterpillars to chew on so that they can become butterflies. So yeah, and pined away about using pine needles. Uh, it says don't put pine needles or wood chips in the compost pile unless you add lime because I guess it changes the pH balance. It says better to use them just as they are, a perfect mulch for blueberries, azaleas, and any other acid loving plants. Well, a lot of us know this, but as we have new gardeners come in, it's just good info to have. And it says spice up your roses. Now, I thought this was interesting. It says to protect your roses from black spot fungus, flank them with garlic and parsley. Now, we know that garlic does wonders in onions around your other plants, but also for your roses as well. I didn't know that. I used to add banana peels at the bottom of my roses to help boost up the potassium in it, and they love it. Good Eats Homestead, thank you for stopping in. Glad you're here. Uh, Country Hustle 101. Okay, you knew to me anyway. Well, thank you. Welcome. Glad you're here. All right. So, I found a lot of good, interesting things on this little pamphlet. I was like, wow, okay. Some of the stuff I knew, and then others I wasn't too sure about. And it was talking about grow canned potatoes. Like, well, we know how big we are about sweet potatoes and store bought potatoes, how you can just put them in the ground and start all over again. So, yeah. Hands in the dirt. Hello. Glad to see you, Stacy. Glad you made it in to say hello. Um, it says, short on space, cut a 30-gallon garbage can in half crossways to make two planters. Put soil and seed potatoes in the bottom and fill with mulch. Later, just dump the cans over and pick up your harvest. So I was like, that's a good idea. Just to save a few. And then I found another book. Now, Lion Chris, this is right up your alley. It says the Organic Gardening Guide to Natural Pest Control. I saw this and I was like, wow. I was like, I got all this information in my house. Some of it I remember reading it, some I don't. But it's got a lot of good information in it as well. Um, my question to everybody in the chat tonight: what are you harvesting? Because I know we're all in different zones. Some people are still dropping seeds, and some are actually harvesting from their fall gardens. So let me know what you're dropping, what you're collecting, and what you're eating. I know a big push has been on brassicas, and everybody's temperature is different. So I want to know who's eating now, because I know in some spots it's still hot, and then there's unusually cold spots in other places. Nicole Smith Gardner, hello, dear. If I missed anybody else, because for a minute there, this chat was moving kind of fast. Hello, if I missed you coming in. I appreciate you stopping by and saying hi to me. So let me know, people. Tell me what you harvesting. Bok choy and okra right now. Okay, yeah, girl, it's too cold here. I didn't cleaned out the garden. We didn't had snow 2 days ago. So I've been bringing in my Meyer lemon, my citronella plants, and I brought in some sugar cane that I got juicing from Jay. So I'm gonna put them on the grow lights, and I got to snatch my banana plant and another tropical plant inside as well. Yeah, snow. It's snow. Yeah, yeah. It was raining and snowing together, and now we had real high winds, and it brought the wind chill factor brought it down to almost like 25 degrees. Yeah, it's cold. Everybody got their heat on here, and you bringing out the boots, hats, gloves, and the big puffy coats because it's cold here. Yeah, snow. I harvested my sweet potatoes today. Okay, hands in the dirt. All right. Hey, that's the one. I love sweet potatoes. One of my friends went to the food bank and she stopped by today and she dropped off this cabbage, this huge cabbage, and with some cherry tomatoes. I don't eat anybody else's cherry tomatoes. If they're not mine, I don't eat them. Um, er, I I hate. I don't want to mess up your name. Irritable. Okay, Gardens. Oh, I hate messing up your name. But thank you, hon, for showing in tonight. I really appreciate it. Mike, you said you're harvesting tomatoes and peppers from your indoor garden. Okay. All right. Do you have an arrow garden? Yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. Y'all saying hello. You laughing at me, but I really hate messing up your name. I heard somebody say it earlier today. I'm not sure if it was live from or whatever, but it just kind of rolled off their tongue. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Oh, Lashes Journey, thank you. I didn't see you, honey. I missed you. All right, glad you're here. I appreciate that. Just say being okay. Thank you, Mike, because I really hate messing up people's names because I hate when they mess up mine. They jack up my name so bad, and they talk about my name. Yes, indeedy. Okay. All right. So yeah, um, I'm still waiting to hear what else. I just heard two people telling me what they got on their gardens. I haven't seen anybody else. Learning to grow my own. I know that's right. Hello, thank you for stopping in. Oh, thank you. It's a new shade I'm trying. I love lipsticks. I got about 100, 200 tubes of lipstick. I don't like chapstick, so I wear lipstick. And when people look at me and say you're naked, I know they mean I forgot to put some lipstick on. So, like some people carry extra pair of earrings in their purse so their ears don't feel naked. I carry lipstick. I got a few different systems. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Do you do what is it? Not aquaponics. What's the other one? Um, and hydroponics. That's the word. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. It's according on how the old brain decides they want to kick in. Sometimes it'll leave me, and sometimes it'll jump in there. Okay, hydroponics gardening. Yeah, I want to try that one day. I do. I want to try that. It seemed interesting. I've seen many people do it. I actually have done it in my pond with water lilies and stuff. So I know I can do it. It's just taking the time to keep up with the water levels and adding the fertilizers and just keeping up with it on a daily basis that the water levels don't drop below a certain level. So I know it's a lot to it. Soon they're going to come with Miss Ponix. Oh, Miss. Okay, Ponix. I won't be surprised. Say, don't laugh. It might be true. Aeroponics. Yeah, well, they got everything else. Give them a minute. Give them a minute, Lion Crest. They liable to come up with anything. Yeah. Yeah. I've been watching everybody's sweet potato harvest that have been able to get it. But the most funny one I saw was growing out the box. He was so disappointed when he couldn't find any, and I was disappointed too. And who else was that? Homestead Hart. She having problems with Vogues, and they was just tearing her sweet potatoes up. I said they must have been really good because they was pulling out shells of eating out sweet potatoes. Tay Weezy, all right. Hello, how are you? I see you in my comments and some of my videos, but I never seen you in the chat. Thank you for stopping by today. Um, I got a comment in one of my videos today, and I just thought it was really sweet. And this person is in the Virgin Islands, and they were sent to me through Lead Farmer and Lady Lead. And I know some of you guys have shared my videos out, and I really appreciate that. I really do. But I was like, I'm in the islands. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. That was really nice. A greenhouse garden by me use mist system on roofs. Yeah, I seen that in the supermarkets. They do it on the produce. They have a mist system to keep the produce from drying out and wilting. So yeah, so I've seen it before. Uh, is that Lashes Journey? Am I pronouncing that right? I love watching you with your baby on your walks. I was like, everybody's getting some exercise, and you get a chance to check out the neighborhood and see what's going on. And I also been following Beshet's journey too, as well. Her walks in the park and in different areas, which I thought was really cool. Um, for the ones I know who keep up with Tina, I really enjoyed that hummingbird moth. That was so cute. I actually have hummingbirds, but I never seen a hummingbird moth before. So I thought that was, cool. Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. I'm gonna keep up with you. Oh, there go my girl. La 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 la. Do do do. And that's where I stop. Hey, Lala. Yeah, and how Tina shares again the story of her son, how that as moms, we keep up with our children, in their health. We can tell when our kids are sick. You can look in your kids' eyes or your face and tell when their energy is not right or when they coming down with something. So, as a mother's role, I don't care from now until we too old to talk. We gonna keep an eye on our kids. Regardless of how old you get, we still mama. Nicole, you said you had hummingbird moth at my hummingbird feeder. It was pretty cool to see. I had two hummingbirds, male and female, and I called them Fred and Ethel Mertz. They're gone for the winter, so hopefully we'll see them back next year. I've had them for the last couple of years. Well, the first 2 years I had just Fred, and then Ethel showed up. So they've been coming and they tear up a hummingbird feed. I never seen them suck it dry so quick. Sometimes I have to feel it twice a day, especially during the heat of the season. They really go through it. Go ahead and hit that high now. Nicole, it'll never happen in this lifetime. Not unless you can come through here and get it for this old lady CPR. I lose all my oxygen and go. Yeah. Let's see. Also, what I got on my paperwork. Oh, container crops on winter gardening. I've been enjoying her videos as far and also Beauty in the Garden, how that she was covering up all her crops with either um, totes that she turned upside down to cover, plastic and whatever, making tents out of it, cover her plants from frost. Is that at home with Cherie? Oh, showed one of those smalls, but it was brown. I've never seen one in person. No, I haven't seen it either. Hopefully, it might show up. Yeah. Oh, Brandon. All right. What's up, girl? How are you? I love my boy Dex. He's so cute. I love the wreath that you redid. That was so cute. And I like that idea about how you took the pumpkins and sprayed them white. I was like, oh, look at this girl. She got skills. I was like, okay. I ain't mad at you. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I know you'll be leaving shortly because you have your own live this evening as well. So I'm glad that you took the time to stop in and say hello to me. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks, love. Yeah, yeah, crafting. Honey, we all get creative. We do. As women, we spot some, and if we look at the price and go, mm-mm, no, I can make that. And then you can add your own little spin on it. We do it every time. I got a wreath on my table right now. Instead of hanging it on the door, I put it on the table and I got a glass vase sitting inside of it with stones and stuff in it. So I was like, that's different. Yeah. So you get creative. You do. When you can't, I can't say always can't afford it. It's just that you refuse to pay that price for it because you can either find it somewhere cheaper or you figure you can make it cheaper yourself. So I understand. So that's when you make a trip to either Michael's or Joann's or the section in Walmart. They all got their own little sections of plants and flowers and what have you that you can get together and still almost make two for the price of one. So yeah, yeah. That's all right, honey. Getting set up. Take pics and stuff all the time. I do too. I go into Home Goods here and a few other places, TJ Maxx, and I see something I like. I take a picture. I still got stuff in my phone from 5 years ago of pictures of stuff I like, and I was like, shoot. And go to Goodwill and find a vase for $2 and go to the other section and find some silk flowers and stuff and come home and I had that little foam stuff to put in there and I got a glue gun. Shoot, you can put that stuff together yourself, please. It'd be little to nothing as far as cost. You just got to know what you want and how you want to create it. You'll burn up your fingers a couple of times with that hot glue gun, but hey, you say get her done. So yeah. I would definitely catch that video. Oh, okay. Answer the dirt. All right. For the sweet potatoes, I wish we had a TJ Maxx. I haven't been there in years. Oh, you. Oh well. Uh, T, GT, you in Alaska. There's a whole lot of things you don't have up there, other than snow and icebergs. Cold water and whales. Oh, I forgot about the moose. What you say? There's no mooses, they're just moose. Oh, yeah, that glue guns are the best, but them bad boys, they will tear your fingers up if you're not sure they out the way. Oh yeah, you can make anything with a glue between a glue gun and duct tape, please. You can build a house. Thank you, GT. Yeah, hit that like button. Show me that you like me just a little bit. Will be greatly appreciated. Cold water and wells. Yeah. Whew. Yes, indeedy. I'm going there next year and I've been looking for some outfits. You know, when you go out of town, I used to travel a lot before COVID. You got to have new outfits. You can't just go, even though some of these folks I'm hanging with never seen the ones I've worn before. You still feel cute. You got to have something new. So I seen some nice bulky sweaters I saw. I was like, oh, I can rock these with a pair of jeans and some boots. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on. My mom is in Anchorage and went on a scenic drive last week. They saw 15. Woo! That's a lot of moose. And this what is this? October? Okay. Moose in season. Juicing with Jay. Hey, see that? Check that out. Oh, I can do it. This is my Popeye arm, okay, y'all? Other one I can't raise. This one I can do it all day long. Let's try gardening. Hello. Thank you for showing. 15 wild. That's a bit. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Yes. Thank you for coming in. Let's try gardening. Yeah. Everybody's trying it. Some of us is working at it, some of it isn't. Yeah. Jay, I like watching you when your mm, old age had a brain fart. Okay. You know the flower that only opens up at night, opens up one time, and you go in and you vacuum out all the pollen, the fruit. I can't think of it. Somebody help me on the chat. What's the fruit name? Uh, yeah. What's the fruit's name? Y'all hit me in a minute. Yeah, brain farts all day long. Oh, dragon fruit. Thank you. Lashes, thank you very much. Oh no, not the passion fruit. I saw that too. Who had the passion fruit? They were showing from the beginning to the end. Oh shoot. See what that's what I'm talking about. And it was Black's Tropical. It was Sherry. She was showing the vine with the passion fruit, and she was showing you the different stages of the buds, the little bud, the big buds, the actual kiwi. That's what it is. That was growing on there. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, I always wanted passion fruit here, but it would have to be in a pot because I don't think you can take the cold weather. All the cool kids out here, yes they are. Yes they are. Oh, they hanging with Big Mama. They hanging with Big Mama. Belt Luke 29. Hey, baby, I ain't seen you for a minute. I'm so glad you're here. I really am. Cheryl, did I say hi to you? If I didn't, I'm saying hi again. Yeah, Belt Luke, I missed you. I hadn't seen you for a minute. You okay? You all right? Because there's a lot of folks I've been missing. Do anybody know how Lavender for Luck is doing? I haven't seen her in a while, and Gain Nerd Mom, she hasn't popped in for a minute. So, I haven't seen these people for a while and I do miss them. I do miss the content. I seen Frugal Nurses finally pop back in. She was gone for a minute. So I do miss these ones that I don't see for a while, and I understand everybody's schedule is not always adaptable, like who's that Best Yet Journey, she was saying in regards to how she missed doing her lives because of her work schedule. But she's sharing her weight loss journey right now, and I'm really enjoying that. So yep, life can get in the way sometimes, but hey, you do what you can. So you are planning now only harvest okra and cowpeas. Boy, I ain't heard cowpeas in a while. Oh, okay. So you're blessed just doing the work then. Hey, long as you're alive and kicking, bro. That's all I want to know. If you're okay. Because I always say prayers for Spoon, because I know how much problems he had been having with his back. And I also pray for Sunshine because caretakers, they can get worn out too. The one who's having the issues, they're getting good care. So you pray for both of them because everybody need prayer. There's nobody out here that don't need prayer. If they say they don't, they lying. Don't believe it. So and what else I wanted to talk about? Oh, I was watching also Led and Lady Led today on their bikes, those e-bikes, and how he was showing how that he charged them up. He went from campsite all the way home, and how he charged up his bike. And I also want to say to Maria Graham, I haven't seen her pop in tonight, but uh, her in that greenhouse, I felt so bad for her. That greenhouse, she been waiting on her husband, got her, and then it was just didn't wasn't what it's cracked up to be. So the only reason I haven't gotten a greenhouse, um, I'm hearing a lot of horror stories about how lightweight they are and how you got to anchor them bad boys down because a good stiff wind can just take them away. So I got some cattle panels, and I'm gonna just get some of that. What's that? 6 mil plastic, and build me a hoop house like Homestead Heart did. So that way I know it's got a little more anchorage. I know hers got blown off its foundation too when she had that tornado, I think, that came through. But we don't have too many of those here. So I think if I build one and kind of weigh it down and straps and stuff, I think I might be okay. I think I might be okay. But one way or the other, I'm gonna try to do the video, and we're gonna see. The straps, the whole 9 yards. Oh yeah. Oh, Michael Farmer. He cracked me up with that treat he gave his chickens. Uh, and they was tearing it up too. They had bananas and whipped cream, and he said it was too sweet for them. Everybody else in the house had theirs, and so he gave the rest to his chickens, and they was tearing it up. I was cracking up. Just strap cement blocks to the panels. Oh, that'd be a good one. But see, by me being the woman that's doing this pretty much by myself, I can't pick up cement blocks. I would have to find some help. Angela's Garden Delight. Hey, hon, how are you? Oh, you getting ready for work? Hey, been there, done that. I'm retired now. I used to work nights. I had to punch in by 7 and at night, and I didn't get out till 7:30 the next morning. Working them 12 hours at the hospital. I don't miss them at all. I miss my nurses and my aides, but I sure don't miss them hours. Yeah, because sometimes I have to work 16 hours if somebody didn't show up at the 3 o'clock change of shift. Now I was working from 3 in the afternoon to 7:30 the next morning. Please, I don't miss any of that. Ooh, missing sleep, you become a zombie. And you know how I what they call it, deflate. When I came in, I'd be out my uniform, out in the yard, deadheading flowers and pulling weeds until my adrenaline come back down so that I can lay back down because I know I got to go back to sleep because I got to get back up and do another 12 to 16-hour shifts. So believe me, I don't miss any of it. I love it. So I get up early now to go water my garden, talk with Jehovah in my garden, and just enjoy it. That short of the trees made me smile for you so much. Oh, yeah, that made me happy too. I've been enjoying all the little bargains that I've been finding. I was with a friend today, and she and I was trying to hit these last minute gardening stores to see what they mark down because sometimes they mark down heating mats and plant lights. And if you wait too late to go, they're normally sold out. So I missed out this trip. But I got the same raised beds that I'm going to get my friend to help me put together. Exactly, Miss Shirley. And this was my night off. Oh, well, thank you that you took your time uh, on your night off to stop by and say hello to me. I really appreciate that because I know when you're home and you're trying to relax. And speaking of relaxing, y'all, I got a nice little glass of wine, guava. That's good. Oh, and I was laughing last night. I was laughing last night. Stacy, y'all hands in the dirt and Preppy and Bougie Prepper. Y'all are hilarious on Wind Down Wednesday. What is it? You all are smart. You are beautiful. I forgot how it go, but I was like, I be cracking up. I was like, from the movie The Help. I enjoyed that so much. That's so funny. And some of the games you have and questions. Yeah, like you said, some of the questions was from the 80s. I was like, really? That stuff was so out of whack. Oh, and potent. Okay. And oh, I'm sorry, Stacy's. This is dedicated to you. I had to put my pinky finger up. Okay, my pinky wobble with the pinky. Thank you, Mike. You was smart. You was kind and using potent. Oh, Viola Davis letting me out when she said that. That was hilarious. That's right. Not pinky, panky. Panky. That's right. Tell him, GT. Yeah, tell him to spell it right. It's panky. Ah, let's see what else I want to talk about. Farmer Q. Oh, yeah, Farmer Q. That mail call was the bomb. I'm like, man, you need a bigger lot. I don't think your lot big enough for all those seeds. And I definitely want to get some of those sugar peach rush peppers. Yeah, I'm going to what's it, the flip side market. Uh, yeah, I want to try some seeds there. I would love to promote your seed, your little business there. I really do. I had to wait. They say we're supposed to get an increase in Social Security. My few extra pennies will be going to seeds. Oh, if I can't do nothing else, I can eat. Uh, however it's spelled. I know that's right. Whatever. Yep. The flip side. Yep. Market. I like that. Every time, you know what I like about our garden community? We promote the promoters. All we have to do is come on live or even a video that's been uploaded and say, I tried this and it works. We will blow them up. Like when Led called and said he had elderberry clippings, boom, you know. Um, Tina, when she talk about 511, oh, I know the stock of 511 has gone off. Somebody need to give her a lifetime supply of free 511 and Black Cow. We know Jody don't like Black Cow, but she blows it up. Everybody, when they come up with certain things and they tell each other or tell the chat, we'll be on either our phones or either on another device and say, oh, I went through here and found so and so and so. Like Led was blowing up generators in the bougie, uh, what's that, bougie RV or whatever. When we start talking about certain items, we will sell them out in a matter of hours. That's how strong we are in regards to promoting one another, uh, not just the channels, but the product in itself. Creators have tried it, how they say, tried and true, and they can tell you what's right and what's wrong and how it will work for you. And then next thing you know, we're between what's it, Amazon, Etsy, or whatever platform is on, we will sell them out in no time at all. And it's just amazing how well we help support one another. And then I like the feedback. You know, certain people buy stuff and said, I got this and da 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 da. It was like, who is that? Beauty in the Garden. She's promoting those boots. She said she didn't like the little short ones because they don't have the flexibility in the bend. But the tall ones, she showed you where the flexibility in the bend near the ankle was in the boots, and how that not only you can leave them tall or you can roll them down. And I'm quite sure them boots sold out in no time, or they got back orders. And same way with certain garden equipment she was using, like pruners and what have you. She did one on, what was that? A composter. Okay, when certain sponsors come to you and you're willing to promote their item, they sell out every time. You find out that it's gone, you know. Hey, Tina, the New Orleans gardener. Thank you, sweetheart, for stopping in and saying hello. So I'm cooking, but I'm listening. I know that's right. Yes, indeedy. So, Tina, I was talking about you earlier in regards to the hummingbird moth, and how it's a mama bear, how that you stayed on your son till he got himself together, and now he's doing so much better. I think, as moms, we're like that about our children in regards to making sure that they're up front and foremost our priority, and that we want their health to be our number one priority as well. You know, just like Jody, different situation, but it dealt with the health situation, and she dealt with it. So it's so nice. It's so nice. Did anybody new pop up in here? Everybody saying hello to Tina. They have other things besides seeds too. Okay. I didn't get the other half of that. Yeah, but all right. Like Tina, she's always showing us seeds from Baker's Creek and seeds from botanical interests, and different varieties of stuff we never heard of or never tried or want to try, or someone will touch bases on certain things they like. And she's been sending out seeds. And Tina, while you're on here, I want to let you know I finally got my seeds. It took it 4 scores and 7 years ago. Uh, which one was this? Yeah, I got it. I just want to show you the butterfly pea. Before, you sent me the flowers to make the drink, but now I got the seeds for the butterfly pea, and I will be planting those. And like Lion Crest was talking about earlier, Tigger melon, I'll be trying those too. Hey, Odom. All right, you eased in here on me. Hello, dear. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. Yes, we do. We know our children. You can look in your kids' eyes or their face and say what's wrong. You can tell if they're coming down with a cold, whether they're constipated. You can tell when there's something not right with your children. And then after that, you know it's on. We dragging you, I don't care, kicking and screaming all the way, but we're gonna find out what's wrong, you know. And we're gonna get all that straightened out. Once you good, we good. Yeah, Miss Linda, good eats. Yeah, when you cooking, my mouth just salivates. Because one thing I laugh at you, and I'm the same way, is your cheese toast. I gotta have mine too. Today I took a friend out to a late breakfast. Excuse me, it wasn't quite lunchtime. And I ate like a little pig today. I'm talking about, I had cheese grits, home fries with onions, eggs, and toast. What else I have? I had so much stuff I couldn't believe it. And and I washed it down with some water with lemon in it. I didn't have any coffee and I had no orange juice, but it was all good. And I ate the whole thing. I couldn't believe I did. It was good though. It was just the way I wanted it. I enjoyed it. Everybody saying hello to Tina. She's saying hello to everybody. Oh, guys, construction. Hello. Thank you for stopping in. You said listening while working, but needed to slide in and show some love. Hey, I take all you got. Thank you so much. Even though you got the slide in the slide out, I appreciate you taking time out your day to stop in and say hello and show some love. I really appreciate it. To the point whereas guava to God's construction. Good to the last drop. Thanks, Mike. And for all my folks in here, I hope you hit that like button on the way in or the way out and show me that you love me just a little bit. Would be greatly appreciated. Dark X. All right. I go outside to my garden for half an hour and I nearly miss another. Hey, that happens. Okay. Sometimes, yeah, you get out there and you get into the ozone. Oh, congratulations to Odom, 300 subscribers. I am 6 people short of myself hitting 300. So, yeah, I could find 6 more people and throw them my way. I'm at 294. I would greatly appreciate it. Yes, indeedy. Yeah, Odom. It's nice that we have the backs of one another and supports. Like I said, some of you have shared my video. Some of you have sent people my way that I least expect, and I just it really touches my heart that you think that much to send folks my way. It makes me tear up. Yeah, this garden community, y'all ain't no joke. Y'all some powerful people and don't even know it. Even new gardeners, even people who have never put a seed in some dirt in a pot, a box, a bag, anything. They're coming in with curiosity. They're coming in with questions. They're coming in wanting to know how to survive or how to provide for their families or friends or whomever that might be in need. And we appreciate people who think enough of their circumstances to make them want to be better. You know, it's amazing. Yeah, our garden community is no joke. Y'all make us laugh. Everybody's life has something that you can take away from. Some of us are a little more set in our ways than others. Some of us are a little more knowledgeable than others, and we don't walk around with a chip on our shoulder. We're willing to share what we know. We are willing to do some of the research, not all of it. Now we want y'all to look up some of this stuff. We don't want to do all the legwork for you too. Sometimes you learn better by looking it up and reading for yourself and taking notes. Yeah, we are powerful together, Miss Linda. We are, and don't be scared to share. Don't act like this information is yours. You learned it from somebody else, whether you read it or heard it on a program. You know, hey, my Renaissance grandma. Hey, hon, how are you? Glad you stopped by today. I really appreciate it. Ro, what's up, girl? What's up, Ro? Yeah. So it's amazing how powerful these platforms, because before I didn't know any of you people existed. You know, I never knew any of you people till I hit Live Farmer, and it seemed like everything just exploded. People was coming on his channels and he was telling everybody, start your channel, start your channel, start your channel. It'll come, it'll come, it'll come. And I've seen so many of them that was there and they didn't have channels before, and now they got channels and they just blew up. They blew up, and I just love it because you got good content. You know, you have knowledge that you're willing to share. A lot of you guys have gone back to master gardener classes to learn the technical uh, instructions and stuff regarding how you can spread it on to us. You know, it's Led's fault. I started this channel. Me too. I could have had my channel back in 2019. but I was afraid. First of all, I didn't want to do what I'm doing now. Alive. Dorsha said, Miss Shirley, the only way that you're going to do this is get out there and do it. You know, you can sit there and talk about it till you're blue in the face, but until you actually do it, nothing's gonna happen. You know, you gotta, how they say, you gotta have faith, and that's what I did. Yeah, I'm having problems right now with my notification. Um, I have notification on and it hasn't rang that one time. I check my phone constantly to see who's doing lives. And lately I've been catching replays instead of the actual lives. And that really kind of ticks me off. Cause who was it today? Homestead Heart. She was talking about I like that turkey Tom was prancing around with his feathers spread out. And she was talking about who's that Cooper or Copper? Okay. Uh, the rooster, and how that one rooster, she wasn't sure if it was a rooster or not, and Mr. H told him that it was, and she said she wasn't sure until he did a cock-a-doodle-doo. Oh, but I do have a business chicken and shrimp. Okay. So, oh, Marmar, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate that. But like I said, the garden community, we some tough cookies. Okay. Everybody got something. Like Miss Linda, she got a big old notebook and she been breaking it down to you. Miss Linda, I got a notebook too. And believe me, I have from the first time everybody was coming out, I got pages and pages of stuff, especially on you. Because I was trying to write down all the notes you have. Let's see. About the healthiest fruits, like the pomegranates and avocado, kiwi. Say olives are a fruit, berries, pineapples. And then I just got a lot of notes on you, Miss Linda, because you was all right. You and Kiki Soto, yeah. And even a listing of when you was doing the channel boosts, how you was helping for all the new ones that was coming out, like Back to Our Roots Homestead, Food by Faith, CB Greenhouse and Garden, the Morris family, God's Construction, myself, Yankee Sister, Growing Out the Box, Growing with Bernie, Denine's Backyard Gardening, Nikki, Whole New Perspective, Miss Queen, Broke Farmer, GT. I mean, it's in the list, Renaissance Grandma. It was just how that your notes help to keep me going, you know. So I know my memory comes and goes. So therefore I need to write stuff down. And so by the end of this year, this notebook should be filled. Oh yeah, and I like how folks say, "Oh no, that's not right," and then I'm like, "Oh well, proven wrong. Look it up, do the research." Like Leah and Miss Linda always say, "Do your research." Broke farmer driving, but I'm in here. Okay, that's all right. You be careful out there on them roads. Okay, don't don't worry about us. Worry about that road. Don't worry, sir. Keep doing. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to take notes, and when I find something interesting, I like passing it on. I like to see um other people learn something new. You know, I'm learning something new all the time. Like all these different variety of vegetables. I ain't gonna lie, I never heard a third of these. Okay, I'm truly old school. You know, bell peppers, collard greens, mushrooms, turnips, string beans, and tomatoes. When you come up with all these other brassicas, um, we didn't grow lettuce or spinach. We didn't grow cauliflowers or Brussels sprouts or broccoli. A lot of this other stuff, you know, we got it at the supermarket, the farmer's market. But, you know, I've eaten it, but I didn't grow it all. And then when Miss Linda started coming out showing the plantain she growing and the sugar cane, all this other stuff and how she can grow all year round. And you know, Miss Linda, I'm gonna tease you every time about you be dropping seeds in your sleep. out the window. You'd be like, I missed the spot. And then when she showed the gift of growing out the box, how he sent her one of them metal beds and she done filled it up and dropped stuff in it already. I say, see, this woman, she's a seed machine. I think you be producing seeds somewhere else and ain't telling us about it. Oh, yeah, yeah. I try to write down notes too, Miss Linda. I'm working on it. Yeah, she has us all seed shop. And every time you see her, she putting seeds right up to the camera. Different kind of cabbage, different kind of beans, different type of greens. Different kind of broccolis. Who you talked about the other day? I thought was interesting, and I knew it, but oh man, see, I need to write down my thoughts because I forget. I was like purple broccoli. Oh yeah, she got them purple veg. She got them all different colors. Purple is Miss Linda's favorite color. So if it's purple, she gonna get it. I know she see it in the seed book or somebody sent it to her. She's like, oh snap. This is something I didn't know nothing about, but I got it now. Oh, you say exactly. And new family members joining in don't know anything about the growing community of preparing. So we have to keep talking about, oh yeah, you don't stop talking about it just because you're already in it. You like my granddaughter, she bought a house. She's like, Grandma, you got to come out to the house. She said, I want a garden. Because she helped me here in mine. And like I said, for last year, we was eating fresh collard greens all summer long out the garden. And it just was blowing her mind, all the fresh veggies that she was getting out of the garden. And she said, I want a garden. And I was like, okay, I'm ready when you are. So I gave her a list of stuff that she needs to get this garden started. So yeah, you don't ram it down their throat. When you keep talking about gardening long enough, they be like, how is she growing this? How is she doing that? Yeah. Oh, that pink lady, that bad boy was so good. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Yep. That pink lady and my peaches that I had picked earlier this summer. Oh man, they was like you bit into them and it was just juice was just rolling down. It was dripping. When I bit into it, it was literally dripping juice. Yeah, it's nothing like fresh. You can't get no fresher than that. I had a friend came by. We were walking through the garden. So anybody who comes to my yard and I take them a tour in my garden, we pick stuff as we walk through the garden and eat it. Because like I said, I don't use herbicides or fungicides or insecticides of any kind. I plant enough for everybody to have some. Just like I have, you see my chives in my bed and garlic. You see how clean my peppers and my vegetables came out. So I don't worry about all of that stuff. And we be talking, I'll pick something and hand it to them, they pop it in their mouth. I'll grab a cherry tomato and throw it in my mouth. I grab a pepper and bite it, or I grab a stalk of celery and eat it. And by the time we leave out the garden, we're full. But I was giving him stuff to take home to his wife. It never made it out the garden. He was eating it as fast as I was handing it to him. And I handed him, what was it? A cayenne pepper. And I was like, don't bite that. He was like, I bit it anyway. He said, when I left your house, I had to go get a Snapple. He said, my mouth was on fire. I said, I told you not to eat it, not just yet. And his wife said them veggies never made it home. I was like, they didn't make it out the garden. But that's what I like about gardening. It's you can't get any more el natural than going out and freshly picking something. Like I said, one day I was cooking some spaghetti. And I was like, dang, I forgot to get some bell peppers. When I was at the store, and I was like, duh. Went downstairs to the side door, reached out the door, snapped me off a couple of bell peppers, took them upstairs. And bell peppers have their own fragrance. Oh my God, they were smelling so good. And washed them up and slid them up, cut them up and put them in that spaghetti. Make you want to slap somebody. Yeah, my granddaughter, she known ever since she was a little girl how I am about the garden. If she was taking a nap, I was in the garden. She never freaked out if she walked to the house and didn't find me. She knew exactly where I was at. She come to the porch and said, Grandma. She knew where I was at. And I have her come out and we be eating stuff out the garden. So she knows. She knows about gardening. She has helped me dump bags of pot and soil and mulch and whatever into the garden to build up my garden bed. So she knows. I would too. Freshman garden is so good. You can't get any fresher than that. Like I said, when I went out there and I started snatching all them peaches off the tree, I was like, the deer won't get these. He's gonna have to come in the house with a shotgun to get these because I'm taking all these peaches. I said, if I can smell the sweetness of these peaches on this tree, I know every creature out here got a nose that's 300 times more sensitive than mine when it comes to finding food. I took every last one of them peaches off the tree, and I didn't hear or see deer that night. They were PO'd. It was deer poop everywhere. They was, man, they was crapping just because they was PO'd that I took all them peaches, and I didn't care. Good fertilizer, but I didn't care. And then who was that? T-Nog, I think you said um, use deer poop, let it dry out. It's a good fire starter. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I would too. Freshman garden. So can't get no better than fresh. You know, I had broke off a stalk of celery. My friend said, "What is you eating?" I said, "Celery." He said, "Celery." I was like, "Oh, for real? You didn't know celery can grow out in the garden like this?" He's like, "I didn't know it can grow in Ohio." I reached over and snatched him off and handed it to him, and he smelled it. He said, "Yeah, it smelled like celery." I was like, "Really?" He bit into it. He's like, "Shut the front door." I was like, "Boy, oh boy." I tell you, city boys, y'all sad. Yeah, y'all good for sitting down at the table and pulling up a plate, but when it comes to gardening, y'all need to get a little smarter than that. But yeah, but a lot of my neighbors who've helped me, they was like, my grandmother had a garden, and I used to help her out in the garden. So they've been pretty good about it. I catch people walking up the street. Ain't no shame in my game. If I can't pick it up, I can't pick it up. Young man was coming down. He had groceries in both bags. I said, "Excuse me, sir. Can you help me a minute? Can you pick this bag, and take it over there for me?" He said, "You want it right here?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "You want me to dump it?" I was like, "Well, okay. If you want to do that." He take out his pocket knife and slit the bag open and dump it. He said, "Is there anything else?" And I was like, "No." Then I was like, well, maybe that bag of mulch over there. He was like, "Sure, where you want it?" And he took it and did the same thing. He said, "My grandmother had a garden and I used to help her out." You don't know about people's backgrounds until you talk to them. They will let you know, and most of them that I've talked to, my neighbors, it was their grandmothers who had gardens. Their parents might not have kept it going, but grandma and grandpa always had a garden. And I thought that was quite interesting, in regards to that. Yeah, my neighbors are helpful. They are nice. And then, you know what I asked them? I said, "Well, when certain stuff mature, what would you like?" And most of the guys like hot peppers. So when my habaneros and jalapenos and cayenne get to a certain point, I make what you call care packages. I get my little baggies and I'll put their name on it, whether it's for Joe or whether it's for Ben or Mike or whoever. And when I see them, I was like, "I got your care package for you." And they was like, "My peppers?" And I was like, "Yep." And I give them their peppers, and they are just as happy as they can be. And they was like, "Them peppers was the bomb." Yep. And you like, "You got any more?" And I'm like, "Sure." And then they say, "Is there anything else you want me to do?" I don't turn down help. Now I used to say, "No, that's okay." Then not anymore. I'd be like, "Sure. Can you grab this and this and this and that?" So yeah, I don't get bashful anymore. My landlord called me today and he said they putting in new cabinets. He got a property across the street. He said, "We got some big boxes over here." I was like, "Break them down." He said, "Bring them over here Saturday." They putting in all new cabinets in one of their rentals over there. I said, because I saw him backing up the trailer with all the boxes, and I was like, "Ooh, can I have them boxes?" Oh, kind of freaked him out, but he was like, "Sure." He called and he said, "You want them?" I said, "Cut them. Lay them down, pile them up, take them over to the lot." I'm using them as mulch. I had a tree. I haven't put the video on yet, but there's a tree service. They've been trimming all the trees around the utility lines around here, and they had like 4 or 5 trucks grinding them up. And so I asked the guy, I was like, Can I have those truckloads? And he looked at me and he's like, okay. I was like, you know what? Wait a minute. Who's the boss? It was like, no, it was about 10 or 12 of them standing around. And they all pointed to this one guy. And I went straight up to him. I said, how many truckloads can I have? He said, how many do you want? I'll show y'all the video. Um, I got 3 truckloads of those trees, stems and stuff that they trimmed and ground down. And they're ground up pretty good. So I have two 50-gallon grow bags and a 25-gallon grow bag, plus those 2 metal raised beds I have that needs to be filled. That will fit that perfectly. I'm so happy I don't know what to do because I was trying to figure out how am I going to fill up all these grow bags and stuff without trying to pay an arm and a leg for soil. Well, I got my basis now. So it's on. I'm not going to do it now come spring because it's going to break down some more come winter months. And it's going to be nice and hot. And I just can't wait. So, yeah, have to finish up this work day. Chat, have a good one and have a good. Oh, okay. I understand. Handle your business, GT. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate seeing you tonight. All right. Be careful out there. Cook up something good because I know you be throwing down. So have a good evening. They cut a tree down across the street but cleaned up before I could get out there. Please. I'd have been out there as soon as I heard the buzzsaw going. When I heard that little grinding noise, I said, "Ooh, somebody didn't cut a tree down." But when I went out, there was limbs in everybody's front yard. And I was like, "Oh, they trimming the trees along the utility lines." I grabbed my hat, throwed on some boots, and I ran outside and I was like, "Ooh, it's a tree service." And then I started looking for the head honcho. That's how you do it. So yeah, I got some they grind it up pretty good. Yeah, this won't take any time to break down. It's heating up already. So yeah. Yeah, Mike, you're gonna have to move faster than that. It was across the street and you still missed it. Yeah. Guava. Yeah, the way that pile of leaves and stuff was ground down, I can expect that when I get to the bottom, it should be a gazillion worms coming up from the bottom to grab that, breaking down and taking it down into the ground. Oh yeah. Well, when you want something, you can kind of move a little faster than when you need to. I was like, oh, I keep a pair of shoes by the door because I change it to my house shoes when I come in, and I keep a jacket and a hat in the living room. So when I hear the mailman, I can go downstairs and get the mail or whatever. But yeah, since my lot is just like not the house next door, but on the side of that, when I hear certain trucks out there, I'm peeking to see what kind of trucks they are. Because there was a delivery truck across the street delivering a brand new refrigerator and stove. He gave me the boxes, the cardboard from the refrigerator and stove. And I took them over to the lot. They made me go out and buy a box cutter because I've been cutting up boxes left and right and taking over there and putting cardboard down. I'm trying to help suppress some of these weeds so I can slowly eliminate all that weed pulling because it was rough this summer. It was too hot to get out there. And then once it cooled down, it rained like cats and dogs, and it went from one extreme to the next. And those weed seeds germinated, and it was a hot mess. But I cleaned it up pretty good. So I want to put the cardboard down so that it'll slow down any come springtime, you know. So questions to the chat. For the ones who are in cold zones like myself, okay, I'm in 6A, Cleveland, Ohio. We're getting snow here. Are you gardening inside? And what methods are you using to grow inside? Because not everybody have grow tents or the fancy lights. So, how are you gardening and what are you gardening? You can't grow everything on the inside. So, yeah. Did my chat stop? Am I still on? Yeah. Where everybody go? All right, y'all. I'm in zone 4. I'm growing in the aerial garden and mason jars and tubs. Mason jars. Oh, it's the mason jars like hydroponics for you? My Renaissance girl, would you say here? Oh, I gotta try some of your spices. Who's that? My Renaissance grandma. Are you the one that Black's Tropical Homestead was sending the blossoms from their banana trees? Were you making soap or something from it? You're in 6A as well and have a aerial garden. I'm trying my hand at butter crunch, lettuce, and herbs. Okay. All right. My lemon spice pepper was grown in a mason jar. That's interesting. You got a video on that, Mike? Because I would like to see that. Oh, okay. So that was you, Renaissance grandma. All right. How do you do that? I have lavender and I want to make lavender soap and what they call it, tinctures. I want to try my hand at that because I also grow echinacea. Um, I grow a lot of, I say, medicinal flowers to make certain things. So I might try to find a class or something or do my own research on how I could take all these herbs and flowers and make certain things from because I also watch Tiffany on Benson on how she does it as well. Hey Maria, how are you, sweetie? I was just talking about you earlier. I hope your ears wasn't burning in regards to that greenhouse of yours. I was like, I'm gonna try mine with the hoop house with the cattle panels and plastic. Even have you got a time lapse video? Oh, okay. Oh, I like to watch that. I really need to step up my medicinal herb game too. Yeah, yeah. I had and the killer part. I have the stuff. I just don't know how to do it. I have also what? Oh shoot, brain fart. Well, I have a lot of flowers that I can make tinctures and serves and what have you. Um, my neighbor has this huge mulberry tree, and I have to fight the birds when the mulberries come in. I'm trying to grow a elderberry tree, but I'm having problems with deer constantly eating it down. So I'm gonna have to build a cage to put it over it to give it a chance because they ate all. I had clusters of flowers on it to get elderberries, and they ate all of them, and then they started eating the leaves. So I got to find a way of keeping them off long enough for it to get established, so that I can have my own elderberry. Walmart have grow lights cheap. Okay, I bought bulbs because I do have the contraction to put the bulbs in, but I never bought the actual. I have shot lights, and I've used the bulbs to go in there for that. I buy one at a time. But as far as the grow lights, that's the ones I like. The ones that I know I can't afford is like what $400 and $500. The ones that almost look like pure sunshine when you put it over your plants. Because I got a banana tree that's over 4 or 5 feet tall. So I want to keep that going and a few other plants that I have. They're going in the basement. They can't come upstairs. I don't have the hope to help me bring them upstairs. So they're going in the basement under grow lights. Yeah, I'm going out this weekend to see what I can get so I can have. Yep, I understand, Mama. Guava, y'all. Glass is getting lower. Mhm. Yeah. Now, let me tell you something I just happened to think about. I don't know if you youngins know anything about this, but back in the day, the old refrigerators used to be warm, the top, the very top, where most people stick cereal and whatever else on top of the refrigerator. Well, back in the day, they were warm before they became energy efficient. That's how I started my plants. Initially, you don't need light to start your seedlings. All you needed was heat, bottom heat. And I would sit them on top of the refrigerator. So I got a bonus because the refrigerator was near a window. So I got bottom heat and I got morning sun. And that's when my seedlings would, the seeds would germinate and take off. And then I would put them under the shop lights. So the refrigerators they have out now, they don't do that. The top's not warm anymore. They're energy efficient. So yeah, but back in the day, that's what it was. You're welcome. It was that Country Hustle 101. But you can germinate seeds on top of an arrow garden. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, so that's what we used to do. We used to sit our seedlings on top of the refrigerator, and they had what they call bottom heat, uh, and they would pop up in a day or two. Yeah, TLC in his house. Hey girl, how are you? I'm so glad you stopped in to say hello to me. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so it's not like that now. So every now and then I've used my heating pad. I put it on medium and let it sit for half an hour or so, or till it's on an automatic timer. It would cut off, but I would give them a little shot in the arm, so to speak, with the heating pad. He said, everyone takes care of yourselves and each other. Okay, guys, construction. Thank you for stopping by. I hope to see you next week, same time, same bat station. Yeah, yep, yeah. It was good warmth back in the day on top of those refrigerators. You can keep everything warm on top of the refrigerators. Yep. So now you have to find other ways to do it. Yep, 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 yep. All right, TLC is saying hello to the long list of folks. And they're saying hello back to her and Maria. That's right, y'all. Hit that like button. Show me that you like me. Just a little bit. It would be greatly appreciated. All right. Um, what else I want to talk to you about? Yep. Um, we all have our methods, as I said, in regards to how they gonna start your garden. When will you start your gardens, your seedlings for the spring? Like for us, it doesn't warm up in 6A, Cleveland, Ohio, till like almost what's that, Memorial Day. So I normally start mine the 1st of March for the plants that are going outside. Now I can start now as far as my arrow garden for inside, like my lettuces and stuff. But to get a jump start, like on T-Nog had sent me for the Tigger melons and for the butterfly pea and also Jamaican sorrow and like tomatoes and peppers. I'll give them a jump start. So by the time the ground has warmed up, I could just pop them right on in. So, but yeah, our season doesn't start till late. By the time we start our seedlings and what have you. Okay, Florence, good night, dear. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. So please come back next Thursday, 7 o'clock. Want to see your face in the place. Thank you, dear. I'm heading on out. Just wanted to come to support. Well, I appreciate that, Mama. I do. I appreciate all of you who come in to say hi, whether it's for a minute or whether it's for an hour. I appreciate it because I know a lot of people have to go to bed or get ready for work or get their kids ready for school tomorrow. I've done my tour duty. I retired. Let's just say, let me start yours in February. Started my peppers and tomatoes February, March. Okay, TLC. I always start them on the 1st of March so I can keep up with them. I started them in February in South Carolina. Well, you guys are warmer than we are. You further south. I started my flowers March, peppers, etc. in April. Okay. All right. Zone 8. Gotta wait till Mother's Day to put anything outside. Okay. Yeah. Well, harden them off or whatever. I have a back sunroom off my bedroom that's a little cooler. And a lot of times I can stick stuff back there and that'll help me to harden stuff out so I don't have to take it outside and run back in and take it outside. I can't do all of that. I probably can do it on my front porch. But I'm on the second floor and I'm not running up and downstairs putting stuff outside. So, yeah. Not putting anything out till June in hopes of not losing anything. I understand that too, because we've been having some surprise snowstorms and freezes that catch everybody's got weird weather all over the world. You say you don't dare plant until Mother's Day. I won't plant before then because normally they tell you our last frost is after May 15th. That's a lie. We liable to have a blizzard the same day. I'm in zone 7A, put mine in greenhouse till last frost. Okay, that's a good thing. No, you got somewhere to put them. I don't have my greenhouse together yet, so it's going to take a minute. Mike, where are you located? Zone 4, Minnesota. Yeah, he's out there with polar bears. That's why I figure how close. Yeah. Wow, y'all. Yeah, TLC. I lost a lot of seedlings this past May when we had that surprise freeze. I mean, it was icicles hanging off everything. It was horrible. Um, it took a lot out of my fruit trees. I was surprised I got as much fruit as I did off my fruit trees. It killed all my blossoms on my golden delicious apple. It killed all the blossoms on my pink lady. That's why I only had two that made it. The rest of them didn't make it. It took out my pear tree. I had a kefir pear. It just took it out. It didn't just kill the blossom. It killed my pear tree. I got to replace that. I'm having problems with the deer eating all the leaves off my cherry tree. Peaches, they're fighting. They're pretty strong, but everything else, it was a wrap. Yeah. This past May was stupid. Lost all my pepper plants. Yeah, I lost a few too. I lost tomatoes too. We've had 100 degrees in April, so never know anymore. Oh, in April? Oh no. Mm-mm. We might not see 100 to what? The end of June, almost July. Our summer's been. We go from spring. No, we go from winter to maybe 2 weeks of spring, right in the summer. We'll get 2 weeks of extremely hot weather, and then it'll change all of a sudden. It's so hard to predict how your garden's going to grow because it'll start off real good and then all of a sudden the weather has changed and everything is shut down or it gets real slow. Because my garden started to pick up once it started getting cooler, but then it was time to pull it up because of our impending snow. So yeah, but typically I have 120 days if I'm lucky. Yeah, well, I'm gonna try to see if I get sweet potatoes this year. It's the first year I didn't get sweet potatoes. Hurt my heart. I killed the blossoms on my peach trees. Oh, it killed the blossom. Yeah. Fortunately, I got more peaches than I thought. I had Alberta peach and what was the other contender peach? My Alberta peach, they tough. That's the ones that I did the video and I got all the peaches. My contender peach, it was only a handful because the frost did bite at it and it bit back. But yeah, I don't predict Cleveland, you can have 73 degrees one day and snow the next. Oh yeah, for sure. You wake up and it's 32 degrees, and by 3 o'clock in the afternoon it's 75. And then it'll drop back down again another 34 degrees during the course of the night. So your plants, they go into shock. It's like an elevator, up and down, up and down. They don't know whether to bloom or go to sleep. Didn't show until near September. Had snow. Yeah, my squash, they had shut down for a minute. Then as soon as it got cool, had squash all over the place. But then we had threat of snow. So they wasn't going to complete their growth. So yeah, we had a long summer here, about five. Oh man, if I had 5 months for summer, please, I'll be growing a show enough supermarket. I have everything out there. I like to have T-Knox weather. It's nice all year round. I'm still here about to eat dinner. Okay, you knew. All right. Well, don't choke laughing at us, okay? Chew 100 times before you swallow. Oh, yeah, I want to get some more fruit trees. As soon as Walmart pull in their fruit trees, I want to be in there with a truck. If I can grab my neighbor uh, again to go out there and get some more fruit trees, because for the ones that don't make it through this winter, because I have nowhere to store them. So I just hope they make it, because they're in pots. They're not in the ground. The only tree that's in the ground is my Honeycrisp, and it just showed out this year. It just performed. But the rest of them are all in 17-gallon laundry tubs. And a couple of them actually sent roots out through the holes in their pots and went into the ground. I went to move and wondered, why wouldn't this move? And they had sent the roots out through the drainage holes into the ground. So I cut them and pulled it back because I want to clean the weeds out, and I put them on some cardboard to suppress the weeds. Why was everything 100 in a day? 100 chews, 100 hairbrushes. Mike, you ain't got a lick of sense, okay? Your wife love you for a reason. Sick as sick as steel yard Walmart. They don't get any good plants. So I don't even go that way. I don't even go to the steel yard. I go further out west side, or even South Euclid is better than steel yard. Yeah, it's Maria. My yard started out so slow till I didn't think it was gonna make it at all. And then the weather started to cool just a hot minute, and then all of a sudden it just blew up and took off. When y'all see my peppers, was on point. And I kept in water too. That super juice, man, I was throwing everything in there. My banana plants with them bottom leaves started going out, I was chopping them up and throwing them in there. My moringa I was throwing in there. Any dead plants I had, I was throwing them in them water barrels, and it was rainwater. Man, between the super juice and you seen, I poured some 511 in the super juice. So that them plants was like Hulk Hogan when I poured that super juice on them. They went did it, and they took off. Then everything just got bougie on me. I was like, oh, look at y'all, look at this. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. My friends and family was coming in and talking about, it didn't look like that last time I was here. I said, that's what that super juice of 511 to do for you. Yeah, because I had threw in some black cow, crushed up some eggshells, some Tums, some Epsom salt. Boy, I had that. I had the soil, like Miss Linda said, and we all know a good foundation makes a difference on the house that you build on and how well it stands. So I always knew that you had to replenish your soil in order for your plants to flourish, because if you had plants there last year, they sucked up all the nutrients in the soil. So you got to put back what they sucked out. So you just keep adding stuff on a regular basis and mixing it up in there. Your plants will let you know what is missing. So I threw everything in there but the kitchen sink. And my plants, they showed up and showed out. So I was happy with that. Yes, but do you can your veggies? Uh no. I ain't gonna lie. I pass out a lot of veggies. Like I said, I make a lot of care packages for a lot of my elderly friends who are older than me, like in the 80s and 90s, and neighbors. I do freeze a lot. No, I don't give everything away. I freeze a lot of my bell peppers and I string up like my jalapenos and habaneros and cayenne. The old fashioned way, I take a cotton thread needle and I string them up and let them naturally dry. And then when I want some, I just grab it and just crumble it up in whether I'm making chili or whatever like that. I know I should, but I eat most of the stuff as fast as I grow it. And like I said, and share with others. So since it's just me, mm, I'm not so much into that. Now I will start making little things that I want to try. I watched Lazy Days Ahead with that pineapple jalapeno jam, and I also Gina was making that cowboy candy stuff like that. I'll try, and keep a jar or two for myself and give it out the rest of them. And I also want to try making my own pickles and stuff. So there's some things I do, but not a whole lot. Oh, okay. Waiting on Black Friday. All right. Well, it's Black Friday for me every Friday, Mike. My wife says she loves me because I'm special, and she calls me Riri. I don't understand. Oh well, when the part she said you special, you should have left that alone because I understand what the Riri means. Get with the program. Oh, yep, yep. Tell him, Mike. Don't question it. Hold just be glad. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm going to read. Oh, I'm going to need to see a video on that, please. Yeah, and as long as I can remember to set it up. If you ever seen some of my other videos of house plants, um, I just finally brought them inside from off the porch because they've been out there all summer since the temperature dropped. I brought them in and watered them, and they have gone bananas to the point where as I actually need to repot a few of them already again because I didn't think they was gonna get that big. Hold up, I want to show you this because I'm proud of it, but it scared me at the same time. My heating pad. Eh. Y'all remember how little this coleus was? And I took all them other pieces off of it and I put it in this pot. Look at it. It's gotten huge. I need to trim it again and make some more. This little pot is going to be, it needs bigger because the top is getting so full, it's going to tip over if I don't keep the bottom watered. And all the pieces that I took off and made little pots, they need to be up potted already. I've given away quite a few, and they still it's gotten huge. I'm just like, oh my goodness. But I make my own potting soil. I add worm castings in it along with the potting soil, a little perlite and a little vermiculite so that the soil is not too heavy and that it drains well. And these plants went freaking crazy. Yeah, and I'm running out of window space in the dining room. My dining room is starting to look like a florist store. I have a jade plant. It's gotten huge. It's been repotted about 3 or 4 times. It's over 15 years old, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. But the only part about all this stuff is I need help with picking that stuff up because as it gets bigger, it gets heavier. And my jade plant is too heavy for me to repot. It takes 2 people to repot it. That's how big it is. So, and I have to keep turning it because it likes the sunlight. It will lean towards the window. and I turn it around, and it seems like it gets bigger every time I turn it. So yeah, house plants I can grow like you wouldn't believe. People walk in my house, they go, "Whoa." When I first moved here, I actually had a separate truck to bring my house plants in. So yeah, but I like it though. So I'm looking forward to adding some new stuff to my garden this coming summer. Like T Nog had those different questions in regards to what will you grow in 2023 that you didn't grow in 2022. Like I said, everything that I didn't get to eat this year because of groundhog and deer. I'm making cages because I want Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, broccoli, Swiss char. The animals ate all of that down to the ground a couple of times, and I just gave up on it because I couldn't fight them. So yeah, those are a lot of things. And I want to try uh, the Romanesco. Is that broccoli Romanesco that she tried? I want to grow that. The Tigger melons for sure that she sent me, Jamaican sorrow. I want to try to find me some of that. What was that pepper? That sugar rush. Yeah, yep. And I want to see if I can complete my ground sugar cane that I got from Juicing with Jay. I also want to start some vanilla extract from some vanilla beans. And oh, y'all saw the cantaloupe. Oh, I got some seeds. Dang. Yeah, I dried all those seeds. So I'm definitely going to grow that cantaloupe again. This coming growing season. Yeah, just I need to find room for a big pot so I can up pot the two baby lemons and mangoes, and I just germinated a peach. What size pots you talking about? I got some 5 gallon buckets over here that you more than welcome, and I still have your strawberries in a pot for you too for next year. TLC, I haven't forgotten you, sweetie. Um, so yeah, rabbits got my collards. Oh please, I had a baby groundhog. He found the loophole in the cage I had built, and he got in there, and he devoured. He ate. I had mustards, collards, and turnips. It wasn't nothing but sticks by the time I realized he was in there. He was tearing it. Because I looked out the window, I was like, why is my cage moving? And I grabbed the broom and I ran down the stairs to it and I whacked him a couple of times. But he found that hole and got out of there. But he had wiped out just about everything by the time I realized he was in there. So yeah. Oh, yeah, buddy. I do. Romanesco broccoli. Okay, boo. All right. Belt loop. Thank you, dear. It grows pretty well, but the caterpillars got it pretty good, and I never got ahead of it. But next time I will spend more time with some BT. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So I know what his nemesis is to look out for. Yeah. Man, please. I would need enough rope to sink a battleship. That's how many deer you can look outside and see a whole herd walk up the street. We have at the end of my street, it doesn't go all the way through, is Rockefeller Park. And like I said before, like between hours of 3 and 5 in the morning, it's like live at the museum. You just see a herd coming up the street with raccoons flanking on both sides. I got the groundhogs during the day and the deer and raccoons at night. I've sat out on my porch and they set off the sensor lights and they was tearing my hostas up. My hostas is just sticks. Hostas they hadn't ate in years. They devoured this year. Never touched them in 22 years I've been living here. Never touched these particular hostas. I have like 8 or 9 different variety. They tore all my hostas up. It was like a buffet. I was like, wow. Oh, you got my marigold seeds? Yeah, I need 5 gallon. but have to find where to put them in here. Well, you say you're gonna move the little pots out the way, but I guess you can put a little pot on the shelf. Well, I got you 5 gallons. If you need it, I got you, girl. I don't like hurting critters either, but between you and me got to eat, dynamics might change just a tad bit, belt loop. Woo. Put some sweaty clothes out in the garden. If they spear people, it will keep them out. They ain't scared of people. Have you seen my video of me walking up in the garden with the deer sitting in the yard? They sat there and looked at me. The one big one in the back, he got up and he looked like, what? And the baby was on the ground. It didn't move until I got really close up on it. And then it got up and then it had the nerve to stretch. And they took their time sashaying out the garden into the neighbor's yard because there's no fences really in between to block them out. And they just went on down the street back to the park. No, I've tried human hair. Only thing I haven't tried was urine. And every time I ask a man for some urine in a jar, they get wigged out. They always get bashful. I was like, really? Even my brothers. I was like, just put some in the jar and leave it on the porch. I won't know who it came from. They won't even do that for me. So I can pour it on the perimeter of the yard. They won't even do that for me. I was like, okay. Oh yeah. No possums and rabbits over here. We got them this side of town. Yeah, we don't have any. I don't have problems with rabbits. I don't have problems with chipmunks because we got a lot of hawks in this area. They swoop up and snatch all them up. But we have possum, groundhogs, raccoon, deer. We have herons. We got the Canadian geese. Rabbits and chipmunks is the only thing I haven't seen. They were out originally when I first moved out here, but when the hawk population started building up in the park, all the little things started disappearing. Okay, Belt Loop 29. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you coming in tonight. Like to see you next Thursday, same bat time, same bat station. And if you haven't hit that like button, oh excuse me, please hit it. Show me that you like me just a little bit. I really appreciate it. Yeah, great to see you again too. Come back and see me again. Oh man, I didn't even know it was that late. They eat or wear the clothes. I can see the deer going down the street with the rack with a pair of sweatpants hanging from this horn and the sweatshirt on the other end doing like this. Going down the street, taking them home to the kids. These Cleveland critters look at you like, yeah, they do. They're not scared. They're not scared. We used to have a law in our neighborhood where hunters could come in the fall and thin out the herds. And then for some reason they put this levy on the books and the people in the neighborhood didn't pass it. I don't know if it was PETA or whoever about harming the deer and what have you. So now they have went to a controllable population to totally out of control. They're eating up everybody's azaleas and rose bushes and hostas, not just me, anybody who might have them in their yard, and people are complaining about it. Oh, I put out Irish Spring. I put it all the way around my apple tree. They didn't bother my apple tree and around some of my garden plants, but then I had the raccoons who weren't scared of the Irish Spring. The deer was, raccoons wasn't. They was taking it, throwing it in the yard so they could get what they wanted. So Miss Linda was saying, take it and shape it. I was putting the whole bar out. She was like, take it and shape it and sprinkle it around the yard. So I'm gonna add that to my list for next year. Yeah, I put Irish Spring. It worked on my apple tree. They didn't go nowhere near my apples. I was able to keep all my apples first time in years. So it does work. But around the rest of the garden, I'm gonna have to shave it and sprinkle it. Yeah, I actually had a raccoon that bit into the Irish Spring more than once. He bit into it, didn't like it, threw it somewhere in the yard. And I grabbed it out the yard and put it back. He bit it again and threw it out. I was like, are you that stupid or was this one of your siblings? Oh, they ate all my, yeah, they did. They did that to me. They ate down my sweet potato leaves twice. Third time, they only got what came through the chicken wire, but by that time, it didn't give the sweet potatoes a chance to develop because I counted from the day I planted them to the day I harvested them, which was 120 days, and I didn't have anything. So they didn't get a chance to develop at all. And the raccoons ripped up the first one. TLC with her heart, with her sweetheart, she gave me slits and purple sweet potatoes. I didn't get anything from any of it, even my own sweet potatoes. They ate the slits. They ate whatever bulb was left. I didn't. Sweet potatoes was not good this year. Yeah, and my tulips in the spring, they ate my tulips down so much they don't even come back anymore, and that hurt my heart. The deer ate all the sweet. Yeah, yeah. I didn't have to dig them up. They dug them up too. They dug them up and ate them. So now my white potatoes, not so much. The red skin potatoes, they didn't like. If sweet potatoes, they tore up, but the red skin and white potatoes, they dug them up, didn't like them, and they left them alone. I was like, oh, you got nerve to be picky, but I enjoy my red potatoes, so I'm glad they left me something. Thank you, Guava. Yeah, the Irish Spring does work to a certain degree. I got to pot my slits to cuttings before I harvest. Oh, well, today I just got a big bag of sweet potatoes that my neighbor got from one of the food banks, and she shared them with me, and I'm going to save some and get slits from them so that I can start my sweet potatoes earlier next year, and hopefully um, I can get some out of it because I'm not into. I've had venison, not a big fan, but the right person cooked it and it was seasoned well. It still had that gamey taste to it, some kind of way. I don't know if it was all psychological or what. It tasted good, but I just couldn't fathom the rest of it. Uh, some of my friends are trying to get me to eat squirrel. And what else was it? They said, well, they said the groundhogs is really good. I said, they ought to be. They vegetarians. They eating all my veggies. They ought to be nice and lean. They said it's good. They make groundhog stew. I was like, remind me not to eat at your house again, because I don't know what you like to stick in that pot and be smiling, waiting on me to eat it. And then I said, because I ate some goat once at a friend's house, but I trusted them, and the goat was good. It was tender. It was well seasoned. And she said, you eating goat? And I was like, okay, can I have another serpent? She's like, sure. I was like, all right. But if you tell me it's groundhog or squirrel or even rabbit, I might puke. Yeah, I do love goat. Goat was all right, but the rest of the rodents, I don't know. That's a toss up. I'm not gonna say I will never eat it because if you get hungry enough, push come to shove, I'll eat whatever's on my plate. I think the only reason I got a thing about rabbit TLC is because I had a pet rabbit once. And I guess I said the mental mindset of thinking I might be eating my pet rabbit, even though that's been a long time ago, doesn't fare well and it might not sit well. So that's the reason why I don't. Like I said, I'm never gonna say never. Say once I moved in with Mama, I plan on raising rabbits. Okay, all right. Who's raising rabbits? Like Tropical Homestead, Micro Farmer, Lead Farmer. It's quite a few of them starting to raise rabbits other than chickens. I know Sherry and them was upset when they had to get rid of their pigs, but what was it, bacon and applewood or whatever? I'm quite sure they was good. That had to be tasty because you knew how they was fed, so you knew that the meat had to be good, sweet and tender. And Bobby likes to barbecue, so I think he showed some barbecue. He was barbecuing some pork, and they showed the plate with coleslaw, some other stuff on there. I was like, oh, that look good, because I love pulled pork. That's so good. Yep. Going to have chickens too. Okay. Well, you're gonna be in the area that can have them. Actually, they said I can have chickens over here. You're allowed to have two in the city I live in, but I wouldn't mind chickens. But I had the type of neighbors I don't trust them. I really don't. This is not a neighbor friendly neighborhood. You know, everybody kind of stay to themselves. But if you get something interesting in your yard, curiosity of other folks might not fare well. They leave my vegetable gardens alone. I will offer them veggies to keep them out my garden. But to have chickens, I would never probably see eggs. And then one Tuesday, they're going to think it's Popeyes and my chickens might disappear. So my nephew has chickens and he brings me the bedding from the coops and stuff to mix into my beds and stuff. But I let him keep up the chickens and get the fresh eggs and bedding from him. I'm not going to mess with them. I'm not going to sit out on the porch with a shotgun on my lap trying to guard no chickens. They raised them vegan, no dairy. Yeah, yeah. We can have four, but what they don't know won't hurt them. And I'm going to use a shed as a coop so they don't see them. That might be true. I could possibly do that, but like I said, I'm on the second floor. I'm not running down the stairs if I hear the chickens going crazy in there. Because, like I said, oh, we got red fox around here as well. So we got too many predators that can possibly get into the chicken coop to take off. I would have to have a real airtight chicken coop to keep all the different predators out of the chicken. I'm not ready. I'm too old to be fighting critters and going through all of that. Just keeping them out my veggie garden is enough. I'm not fighting them over no yard birds. I'm sorry. I'll just go ahead and pick up my chicken at the at farmers market that I know they're pretty much what they call it corn fed, um, and go from there. Would you say, Dart? Is that in the city where they have restrictions on how many chickens you can have? If yes, my city has similar restrictions. We got fox too. The thought the coyotes were bad. Oh yeah, I forgot. We got coyotes too. They got yeah. For a while, coyotes was knocking down that deer population. But I don't know what happened to the coyotes. They disappeared. I wish they'd have stayed around a little bit longer. Wonder if I could taste the difference in the meat. Pigs raised on slop or one vegan. I'm quite sure you will. Yeah. I mean, it's no different if might like if you change your diet. If you're eating pork all the time and you have problem with high blood pressure and all this other stuff, and then you stop eating pork, or if you have pork raised by a certain farmer, yeah, it would taste different and yeah, slop in vegan, yeah, I think that would be a big difference. I see, don't allow any birds. And we have vultures too. We got a lot of chicken hawks, ravens over here, and herons that you can sit outside and see them flying over the house. I seen a chicken hawk swoop down. There's a little baby squirrel getting ready to climb up a tree, and I actually heard the wings like yeah. It came out the top of the tree. It swooped down, snatched that baby up, and kept right on going. I was like, oh, poor thing. But what they call it, the circle of life. Everybody got to eat. Yep, my city don't allow any birds. Yeah, vultures. Ugh. Did you see my address on your ginger video? No, I haven't gone back. Yeah, because I sure got a piece for you. I'm still trying to learn this stuff. Oh, when I finally figure out stuff, I be so happy and surprised. I just be like, what? Yep. I be so happy. Okay. Oh, yeah, I can smell that ginger. Yeah, that ginger smells so good. I didn't know ginger smelled like that. All right. All right. All right. No, not on this one. I have to check it later when I can really get into this. But I will. If I see it, you will be getting it ASAP. But yeah, I'm still learning how to work electronics. Sometimes some days I are better than others. I can get it. And then I get mad because I was like, dang, how did I get here? I didn't know how I did this. And then I was like, I never find out. You're to give me no notification on past videos. I don't get notifications at all. I got the bell turned up on everybody. That's why I said during the course of the day, I'm constantly checking for lives. And most of the time I've been listening and I end up on the replay because I missed the live. And it ticks me off because at that time I wasn't doing anything. So I could listen to it at least working out in the yard or doing laundry or whatever. I could listen to it and I couldn't find it or I didn't hear it. I'm trying to grow ginger in a DT mop bucket. Is that Dollar Tree mop bucket? Hey, got holes in it. As long as you got good drainage, it'll grow. I'm growing mine in 5 gallon buckets that came from Vienna sausage. I mean, Vienna deli that they give away free. The first of the month, they have thousands of buckets of 5 gallon buckets, food grade buckets that they get their corned beef in. And they be begging people. They put them out in the near the line near the door where you can just come in and grab. When I had my SUV, I would come and load it up. That's where I got all my buckets at. That's why I told her I got some more buckets. I even got extra buckets in the garage. If somebody come over and say, well, I want to grow something, but I don't have anything to grow it in. I go in the garage. I take my drill. I even pre-drill the holes for them and give them a bucket and say, here. Just picked up 2 little trash cans from Family Dollar for some plants. I'm productive, not pretty. That's who's that? Skinny boy. Say it ain't got to be pretty. Got just got to be productive. And he's right. He's absolutely right. Because I done wore out the Dollar Tree on the buckets. It helps me to take the water back and forth to my plants. What? Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm back. I just finished eating. That must have been really good. Was you humming, Miss Linda? Was you sitting there rocking and humming? Yeah, yeah, skinny boy Randy. He said, ain't got to be pretty, got to be productive. Say, yeah. And that's what it has to be, you know. And ain't nobody out here trying to win no cute family garden setup. They just want to be able to hold the dirt and plant something in it. Miss Linda, everybody want to know what was on the menu. He said she had a meatless Monday. Say it's meat for Thursday. What you had? Did you have, as a kid say, did you have your scrimps? Because I know you love your scrimps. Guava. Yep, yeah, we got 7 more minutes. Make it an even 2 hours. And then I'm gonna let y'all go to sleep or whatever you need to do for the rest of the evening. Here it'll be 9 o'clock. In other places I know y'all like a hour behind us. In Kelly, y'all might be 3 hours behind us. So yeah, we had people that came in, said hi, and just slowly ended up dropping out. Ooh, wait a minute, y'all. This shoulder's still acting up. Ooh, trying to see. Ah, oh, there you are. Oh, I can see y'all. Clean my glasses out. My Dollar Tree glasses help me see better than ones that you pay $400-500 for in prescription. I made white spaghetti for her birthday. Might be some left for me to steal a plate. Oh, oh, that's nice of you. Mike, do you like to cook? Do you like to try new recipes? What you got on your scripts? Ah, I like when Miss Linda go to the store and she gets her pound of shrimp or whatever. And then I also enjoy when she go visit Mr. George. Mr. George just tickle me. He's so funny. Or say, yes, you're the cook in the house. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I got a friend who likes to cook. We used to work together. He's still working. He got a while yet before he retired. And he used to make lunch, and he come up and we go in the break room and have lunch together. I sure miss that because the boy could throw down. And he's like Miss Linda. He like his seafood. He have his shrimp with what's that, linguine. He make a nice sauce to go with it, and he braised some asparagus with lemon and holiday sauce. That boy be throwing down, and the nurses would be jealous. I hate cooking now. I've been cooking for kids way too long. Yeah, I get tired. Some days I'll get up and fix some. I got to get a taste now for some things for me to make it, because I don't feel like standing on my feet cooking. Yep, my mother was a master baker, horrible cook. Ooh, so you learn to cook at an early age. Now, I came from a household where everything was cooked from scratch. My grandmother and my mom learned from my grandmother, and I learned more from my mom. So, ooh, excuse me, cooking from scratch was a way of life. If you didn't have it, you made it up. She would burn water. Oh, that's bad. How could she bake? She was a master baker, but a horrible cook. How is that possible? She would have to measure and taste her ingredients to bake. Wow, okay. That's a new one on me, Mike. She said, you don't know either. I ain't never heard anybody burn water. That's pretty bad. My husband was a chef. He is retired now, but he still cooked for me. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Maria. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Little TLC in the kitchen. I ain't mad. My grandmother taught me to cook when I was 10. My mom went back to work, and daddy would not cook. Even a dog would not eat it. Ooh. Ouch. Oh, that's below a low blow. When the dog wouldn't eat it, mm, baking is science, cooking is with the heart. That's true. That's true. Because I have cooked something and I didn't put my heart in it, and I could taste the difference. Whereas when, you're cheery and you're cooking and you just seem to put that little extra love in it. Days you feeling angry and stuff, it tastes just the way you feel. So yeah, let's try gardening. You hit that nail on the head. She boiled vegetables where the water was green, the vegetables gray. Why I hate vegetables growing up. Wow. Leave your mama alone. That's enough. Wow. My daddy had the heart, but could only cook for him. We could not stomach anything he cooked. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, my stepfather, he would cook, and he could cook. He was in the military, so he knew how to cook. And that's how I got introduced to cow's tongue. He cooked that, and and we ate it. We didn't know what it was until after we ate it. Then he told us about it, but I liked it. I learned to eat. Was it conch from the Caribbean, and uh, cow's tongue and spam and all the other stuff. My dad would cook all of that, and he made it taste good. So It might have been a few things I've actually eaten, didn't know what it was, but the way Dad fixed it, it was good. He could cook. My mom, she could throw down, but Dad wasn't too bad. Needed a knife and a fork for the cream. Oh, oh, for the cream of wheat. You're supposed to have a spoon. You need a knife or fork. Oh my God. Wow. That's a low blow. All right, people. Been on here for 2 hours. I'm gonna say good night to everyone that's decided to hang in there with me for these 2 hours. I really appreciate you guys. And please come back and see me again next Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Same bat station, same bat time. And hit that like button. Share my video. And show me that you like me. Just a little bit. I really appreciate it. Thank you, my. Thank you, TLC. Happy life. Thank you. Good night. And see you next week. And as I always say, y'all come back now. You hear?